Have you ever met someone who had nothing but gave everything? On a stormy morning in a small American town, people rushed past each other, umbrellas up, heads down. No one smiled. No one looked up. No one had time. But on the corner of Pine and Madison, soaked in rain and holding a basket of ruined flowers, stood an elderly woman named Ruth. She didn't have a car. She didn't have savings. She barely had a roof over her head. But she had something rare, a warm smile that never left her face. Every morning, Ruth would walk miles to the local flower market, buy jasmine, marigold, and roses, then sit by the roadside near the town's old chapel and sell them for pennies. People going to work or stopping by the chapel would buy a garland. She didn't earn much, but she always greeted every customer the same way, with kindness. Then came the rain, day after day, the kind that didn't stop, the kind that made you want to stay in bed. Her flowers wilted, her sari soaked, her feet ached. She hadn't made a single sale in 3 days. Most people would have quit. But Ruth, she stood there, drenched to the skin, still smiling. And one morning she did something no one expected. She stood up and shouted gently into the rainy street, "Free flowers today? Just take one, smile, even if the skies don't." At first, people ignored her. Then, one child stopped. Then a woman. Then a man, who had just yelled on the phone, stopped and looked at her. He didn't say a word. She gently handed him a marigold and said, "Maybe today's hard, but you're not. You're stronger than this." That moment changed something. The man lowered his umbrella, nodded, walked away quietly. The next day, Ruth came again. Her flowers were still soggy. But now, people came not to buy, but to feel something warm in a cold, rushing world. For a week, she gave away flowers. She had nothing to gain, but every time someone stopped to take one, their face softened. They smiled. They paused. Then one day, as the clouds finally began to clear, a man in a crisp white shirt approached her, umbrella in one hand, a folder in the other. "Ruth?" he asked. She looked up, surprised. "My name's Mark," he said. "Last week, I took one of your flowers. You said something, 'The rain may fall, but we must keep blooming.'" Ruth smiled, not remembering his face. He continued, "That day, I was completely broken. My business had collapsed. My father was in the hospital. I was done. But your words, your kindness, it pulled me out." He handed her the folder and a small silver key. "I own a small flower supply company downtown. I've rented a tiny shop near the chapel. It's yours." Ruth froze. "I don't have money," she whispered. "I can't pay rent." Mark smiled. "You've already paid me, more than you know." The next day, Ruth opened her shop, a little space with a wooden table and shelves. Her flowers stayed dry now, her hands stayed warm, and her heart, it bloomed. She named it the Smiling Petal. And people came not just for flowers, but for her warmth, her words, her spirit. Years passed. One rainy morning, Ruth looked out and saw a young girl standing in the storm, shivering, holding a basket of wet flowers, just like she once had. Ruth stepped out with her old umbrella and said, "Come in, child. Let's not let the rain win today." The girl hesitated. "But my flowers are ruined," she said. "Who would buy them?" Ruth smiled and replied, "Then let's give them away with love. You never know whose heart they might touch." And that's how the cycle continued. Because life won't always be sunny. There will be storms. But when we smile through them, when we choose kindness over complaint, hope over helplessness, something beautiful happens. We bloom. Not because everything is perfect, but because we decide to be. Remember, kindness costs nothing, but it can change everything. Goodbye.